The time is just gone 9:35 a.m. and we posed a question earlier on. What impact has aunty Zuleikha Mayat's Indian Delights made in your kitchen? Do you still have the original first edition of the book with you? And I see we've got a message that came through from Shabir Mustafa who said, Assalamu alaikum, still have the original and you. There's no home without the Indian delights. And I see somebody else that said, I have the original from my marhuma mom, a treasure, wealth of knowledge and inspiration to spend hours in the kitchen. Shukran to Sister Zuleikha Mayat. And we are now going to be joined by aunty Zuleikha Mayat, and she's written this wonderful book. And it is all about guts, it's about determination, it is about inspiring yourself to achieve what you want to achieve in life. And Alhamdulillah, also at this age, we are now going to be talking about the launch of a book which is called The Odyssey of Crossing Oceans by aunty Zuleikha Mayat. And we joined on the line, we joined on YouTube, we joined on Facebook by aunty Zuleikha Mayat. Aunty Zuleikha, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam, Inayat Sahib.
Welcome, Jazakallah khairan. It's so long since someone called me Inayat Sahib. Really, aunty
So
Zuleikha.
what do I call you?
You can just call me Inayat.
I can't
Yes.
call you son.
Definitely. Well, aunty Zuleikha, I must say I'm honored actually. This must be one of the highlights of my career in broadcasting, doing this interview with you, because you have been an inspiration to so many people over the years, the thousands and thousands of people, alhamdulillah, that you've inspired. And just wonderful to see at this point in time that you still have got the determination to achieve a lot more, alhamdulillah. Yes. In fact, I know now, aunty Zuleikha, we are talking about your book. We're talking about the Odyssey of Crossing Oceans. And let's talk about this book. Alhamdulillah, we know it's going to be launched very, very shortly. Firstly, tell us, how long did it take you to write this book?
Recollecting the memories over 25 years of living. And then over the 95 years that I lived, and then sitting down, putting pen to paper, that only took about 3 to 4 years. But it was all the data that was in my brain box all these years, which I had to recollect and then start putting pen to paper.
Well, alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala has blessed you with a wonderful brain box to, have all these recollections over a period of time. But let's just try and understand what prompted you to write this book, aunty Zuleikha.
Look, I thought it was essential for our youth to know where they came from, where they're going to, and they must let the world know how they had confronted the challenges in their life.
Well, definitely. And I think this is very, very important considering where we are as, where young people are today. And I think this book obviously is going to provide a wealth of knowledge. Now, just give us an oversight. Tell us briefly what this book is all about.
The Odyssey of Crossing Oceans spans how Arabs have crossed the many oceans eventually to make it to South Africa. The first ocean crossing was down the Red Sea to the west coast of Africa. The other crossing was down to India, all along the Malabar coast, down to Sri Lanka. Then from India, there was a crossing over down to South Africa. It recalls the life of the people through all these periods, how they lived, what they endured, what were the challenges in their life. And finally, after arriving in South Africa, making our contribution here, some people felt it's time to make another crossing. So some did go to the Western lands, but the majority of us stayed.
Well, definitely. And I think the title obviously makes a lot of sense now that you have described what this book is all about. Now, we know many people know you, and I'm looking at some of the comments that are coming through, which I will share with you along the way. I see we've got a sister Zenat from Chatswood saying salams and du'as to sister Zuleikha. And, people obviously have been very inspired by Indian delights. Now, people know you very well, aunty Zuleikha, from Indian delights, but they don't know how many other books you have written.
Well, there's Nanima's chest. This was, our mothers, everybody in her house, they used to have a trunk, a peti, in which mothers put all their treasures, their old clothes, the artifacts that they had brought from India, and so on. And in this chest, whatever there was, the key was always in mother's hand. She would never give it to anybody. But sometimes, when it was raining or she had time, she would open the chest, and all us children would rush to go and see what came out. And then look at all the artifacts and crafts and brocades and things of India. And this was then put into the book, which is Nanima's chest.
Well, Alhamdulillah. In fact, I think you bring back so many memories. My grandmother, my late mother as well. And I think, something that she had her peti that you spoke about. And, I can identify with exactly what you are saying, aunty Zuleikha. And just going through some of the message as I go along with this interview with you. We've got Sister Fazila from Durban who has written now. She says, Assalamu alaikum to aunty Zuleikha Mayat, who is really an inspiration to everyone. I personally give the Indian delights to couples as wedding gifts. It's the only book any woman will need in the kitchen. I also do it because the money from the sales go towards bursaries for education for the underprivileged. Now, Alhamdulillah, it's very encouraging to see, people utilizing your book, Indian Delight, for good, for charity, for giving as gifts as well. And I know over the years, we know many relatives from other parts around the world who have actually requested your book. So, Alhamdulillah, you've made such a major, major contribution. Just looking at some of the other books now, obviously, we're talking about some of the other books. You spoke about Nanima's Chest, but looking at the launch of this book, the Odyssey of Crossing Oceans. That launch, I believe, is taking place this Saturday. Can you tell us more about this launch?
Yes, the launch is going to be held on Saturday online. It is going to be an online Zoom call. And in order to register, maybe please ask your listeners to find the link on the Women's Cultural Group Facebook page, as well as the Women's Cultural Group Twitter account. And the launch will be this Saturday at 3 p.m., lasting for 1 hour. And in order to be able to participate, listeners must please register early, as numbers are limited to about 500 attendants.
Yes. Now, this is the voice of your granddaughter, aunty Zuleikha. That's Jihan Mayat. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. Okay. Now, just looking at the book, I'm sure that there are many people that are interested in buying this book. Is the book available for purchase?
Is the book available for purchase, Ma? Is the book available for purchase?
Yeah.
Yes, it is available at the Women's Cultural Group Center. The number to call, I'm not sure if
I've got the number here. It's 031-208-6203.
That's correct, yes.
Right. Yes. Is there anything else that you wish to add, aunty Zuleikha, before we take leave? And I will obviously announce where this book is available. I know it's available at Alberca branches in Lenasia, Lodium, Fortsburg, Rosebank, and Athlone in Cape Town. Also at Ike's Bookshop in Durban. And this book launch obviously set for this Saturday, the 26th of June at 3 p.m. It will be held by a Zoom call. And also to please visit the Women's Cultural Group Twitter account and to see, obviously, to register for the official launch. Now, are there any final words that you'd like to share with us, aunty Zuleikha?
There's so many things that one wants to say. But people don't listen to old people anymore.
No,
In
we
my
are all
view,
here. We're going to listen to you. Tell us
I
what we
love
need to
to
listen.
speak to old people, getting from them a lot of information. I think everybody should sit down and listen to old people. And this will make them also remember things for them to pass on to their children.
Yes, definitely, inshallah. And I think, it is people like yourselves, alhamdulillah, that we actually miss. I mean, we miss our parents, we miss our grandparents, we miss the wisdom and the advice, the wonderful nasiha that people like yourselves, because, you've been through life, you've had the experience, and none better than people like yourselves to give us that, to share those words of wisdom with us, aunty Zuleikha.
What should I say? Please. I
No,
think this
no,
is enough.
no
It was
problem.
nice speaking with you. Are you related anyway to the Wadi? Mr. Wadi, who was in Parliament?
No. We're
No.
not. That's a wadi from another gam.
Okay. What gown? What
Well,
gown?
I'm in the Gujarat area. I'm in a gam called Kamkotar.
Chalo.
Chalo. Well, Auntie Zuleikha, I must say Jazakallah to you. Allah Ta'ala keep you blessed. Allah Ta'ala keep you strong. Allah Ta'ala grant you health. And Alhamdulillah, to continue being an inspiration to the thousands and the millions that you have inspired over the years throughout your entire life. Our du'as are with you, with your wonderful family as well. And Jazakallah so much for joining us this morning here on Salam Media and sharing this great occasion, another milestone in your life, Alhamdulillah, with the launch of this wonderful book. And inshallah, we're looking forward to actually reading this book, inshallah.
ربنا وتقبل دعاء شكر الحمد لله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام.
Yes, wonderful interview. Yes, it's not often that we have the opportunity to have interviews of this nature. And I must say, it's been a great experience. It's been wonderful for me. Another highlight for me, given the opportunity to talk to aunty Zuleikha. Now, we've seen so many comments, and I will share some of these comments that have come through via Facebook as well. And we also have got a voice note that has come through. So we're going to go for we're going to take a listen to the voice note. I'm just looking at the screen right now. Zainab Mullah writes, I'm blessed to have met Zuleikha Mayat in real. What an amazing lady who's been truly, I see the message has just gone off the screen. But these are some of the messages that have come through, and I'm sure many of these messages you will be able to read on Salam Media's Facebook page as they come through. But now let's take a listen to this voice note.
I had my first Indian delight at the age of 14 years old, and I still have the same book till today. I'm now 52, so yes, from the beginning of my cooking career, of cooking adventures, it has been part of my cooking lessons along the way and along the journey in my life. Yeah, I definitely cannot do without it until today.
Well, Alhamdulillah. In fact, I know there are many of us, and I think I know the copy that I've got. It is been used over and over again. And I think there's just lots of tape all over in the book. And perhaps Nazreen and Ziad, I see you guys are looking at me as well. Perhaps Ziad, you need to get a copy of the Indian Delights as well, the original one, inshallah. Well, we're going to go for a quick break. We'll come back with international top stories with Humaira Mayat.